You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, this doesn't just apply to your habits or career aspirations, it seeps right into your wallet too. Ever noticed how hanging out with certain friends or family members somehow leads you to spend more money than you intended, pushing your budget into the red? It's not just you. The people around us can heavily influence our spending habits, sometimes nudging us further into debt without us even realizing it. I'm Will, and I teach people about investing, personal finance, and money. I've walked the path you seek, and today I have several businesses and investments that provide me income every single month, meaning I never have to work another day in my life. If you plan on becoming financially free, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you find this video valuable. In this video, I am going to show you the 7 types of people who keep you in debt. Identifying these personalities isn't about pointing fingers or assigning blame. Nope, it's about gaining awareness, understanding the dynamics at play, and figuring out how to shield your finances from unnecessary explosions of spending. So the first type of people who keep you in debt are the keeping up with the Joneses type. You see, when you're around people who constantly flaunt their latest purchases or talk about their extravagant lifestyles, it sets a certain standard in your mind. You start thinking, if they can live like that, why can't I? But their financial situation, priorities, and obligations might be completely different from yours. Imagine every time you see that neighbor rolling up in a brand new car or a colleague showing off the latest smartphone, it plants a seed in your mind. You start feeling like your own stuff isn't good enough anymore. So you might find yourself walking into a store or browsing online looking for something to buy, not because you need it, but because you think it'll elevate your status or make you feel part of a certain crowd. Before you know it, you're swiping your credit card for things that are way above your budget. The high from these purchases is temporary, but the debt, that sticks around, growing with interest. And while you're trying to juggle these new bills, you're sacrificing savings, missing out on investing, or even neglecting essential expenses. To sidestep this trap, it's crucial to develop a strong sense of financial identity and goals. What matters to you? What are your financial priorities and dreams? By focusing on your own path and understanding that true respect and happiness come from living within your means and valuing experiences over possessions, you can start to break free from the influence of the keeping up with the Joneses crowd and keep your debt in check. Moving on, here is another group that can seriously derail your financial train: the impulsive buyers. People wandering through the mall or scrolling online with the unstoppable urge to buy. It's like they're on a treasure hunt, but instead of gold, they're after the rush that comes with snagging a deal, any deal. Sale signs are their siren calls, and boy, do they find it hard to resist. So how do impulsive buyers keep you in debt? By creating an environment where the immediate satisfaction of buying trumps the long-term goals of saving and investing. It's a world where want is confused with need, and where the line between affordability and aspiration gets blurry. But there's a way to combat this impulse. Know your priorities and stick to a realistic view of your finances. Feel that urge to splurge? Hit pause. Take a deep breath and remind yourself of your financial limits. Jot down those tempting big-ticket items on a wish list for later. And if you really need that shopping high, opt for something small and inexpensive. After impulsive buyers, the next type of people who keep you in debt is the well-meaning advisors. Now this one might surprise you. These are our friends, family members, and sometimes even co-workers who, with the best intentions, dish out financial advice like it's going out of style. But while their support and encouragement are invaluable, their financial wisdom might not always be on the money. The reality is, most of these people aren't financial experts. They might have picked up a tip here, overheard a strategy there, or stumbled upon a financial hack online. Armed with these snippets of information, they're all too ready to share their newfound expertise with you, especially when they learn you're trying to navigate your way out of debt or save up for something big. But here's how their well-intentioned advice can keep you spinning in the debt cycle. Not all advice is good advice, especially when it comes to your finances. Following random tips without fully understanding the implications can lead you down a path filled with financial pitfalls. Imagine being told to invest in a can't-miss stock or to put all your savings into a friend's startup. Sounds exciting, right? But without proper research and professional guidance, these moves can be risky, potentially derailing your financial stability and deepening your debt. Next up we have the goalless wanderers. These people are the adults of the world who, for whatever reason, haven't quite latched on to the idea of setting clear, actionable goals for their lives. Instead, they're caught up in the moment, prioritizing immediate gratification, like the latest game console, weekend parties, or the newest tech gadgets, over long-term financial health and stability. Now, enjoying life and having fun isn't a crime, but when it's done at the expense of financial responsibilities, like paying off student loans, investing in your home, or saving for your children's future, it's a problem. And here's how being around goalless wanderers can impact your own financial health. Their carefree approach to money can be infectious. It's tempting to join in on the fun and put off those pesky responsibilities for just a bit longer. Before you know it, you're living paycheck to paycheck, your debts are growing, and those once distant financial goals are now even further out of reach. The next type of people who keep you in debt is the non-savers. These are the people who, for one reason or another, haven't gotten around to setting up a savings account. It might not sound like a big deal at first glance, but without that financial cushion, any unexpected expense can throw you off course, undermining your efforts to pay off existing debt, or worse, plunging you deeper into the red. If you're surrounded by friends or family who don't prioritize saving, it's easy to adopt a similar mindset. The spend now, worry later approach can be contagious, subtly encouraging you to treat every paycheck as funds for immediate use, rather than as an opportunity to secure your financial future. If you're enjoying this video so far, go ahead and hit that like button, as it really helps the channel. On to number 6 we have the budget avoiders. These are individuals who either haven't taken the time to create a budget or who've attempted one but don't stick to it effectively. It's a common scenario that many of us can fall into without even realizing the impact it has on our financial health. When you see others living seemingly carefree without the apparent constraints of budgeting, it can be tempting to adopt a similar approach. Why stress over spreadsheets and categories when you could be enjoying life, right? But this mindset overlooks the peace of mind and financial stability that a well-structured budget can bring. Budgeting enlightens you to your financial realities. It forces you to confront the hard truths about your spending habits, distinguishing between what's necessary, like rent and car payments, what's flexible, like groceries and gas, and what's entirely optional, like the latest video game or fashion trend. This distinction is crucial because it shows you where you can make cuts or adjustments, choices that can either steer you towards savings and debt repayment or plunge you deeper into debt. All right, number 7, people who keep you in debt is people who use credit for everything. These individuals lean heavily on their credit cards for virtually everything, from the big-ticket items right down to the daily coffee runs. Sure, credit cards and loans have their place in the financial toolbox, especially for significant investments or leveraging rewards responsibly. However, when swiping the plastic becomes a reflex rather than a thoughtful decision, it's a slippery slope into debt. The thing with paying in cash is that it's tangible. You feel every dollar that leaves your hand, which naturally makes you more mindful of your spending. Credit cards, on the other hand, can create a buffer between you and the reality of your expenditures. Here's how hanging around credit dependents might influence your financial behavior. Their casual use of credit for every little thing can normalize a habit that's actually quite hazardous to your financial health. It paints a picture where living beyond one's means is not only acceptable, but standard practice. This perspective can cloud your judgment, leading you to adopt similar spending habits that prioritize immediate gratification over long-term financial stability. If you want to increase your income so you can pay off any debt much sooner, Watch this video next on 5 clever ways to make extra money alongside a full-time job.